The Monkey and the Head, Qof Resh. After describing the start and end of the rains, the Noah narrative skips over a portion of the winter months, from November 30th, -2726, to March 20th, -2725. This is the time of year when the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. We had shortly discussed Qof and Resh in the last video, and these two letters deserve a bit more thought before moving on in the narrative. Qof and Resh on the calendar system provide us with more clues as to how this annual calendar worked. Let's have a closer look at the lexicon definition of the combined Hebrew letters of Qof and Resh. Kar, from an unused root meaning to chill and is translated as cold or cool. Kor, translated as cold, and kerach, translated as frost or crystal or ice. During this series, we have been exercising our visual skills for identifying recognizable shapes in what first appears as random nebulas of the night. This ability to detect patterns in arbitrary objects is highly advantageous in many areas of expertise. We are exploring how this ecliptic landscape of letters was used in conjunction with the horizon to track the passage of time. So let us now take a short excursion away from the Noah narrative to have a closer look at Qof and Resh within the blue band of stars. As I am continually asking myself, how do we know if the alignment is correct? First, let us move the calendar forward to when the sun is in Qof. Then we move time back a little bit to see beyond the horizon. What recognizable shapes can be observed in this region? Qof's traditional meaning is monkey. Imagine you are playing Where's Waldo, but instead of Waldo, you are looking for the resemblance of a monkey. It seems this region has more than one match. First, we find a nebula shaped like a monkey. Next, within the monkey shape is the shape of the letter Qof. And finally, these both align to the Qof time of year in this ancient calendar system. There is quite a bit more to see and discuss within this Qof region that we must save for another time. The next letter after Qof is Resh. When I tracked down the nebula shape for Resh, I had one of those memorable moments, saying aloud, "Ah, that makes way more sense." I then proceeded to pace around, nerdling out knitter-natters to myself in excitement. Resh in Hebrew means head. And I've become quite accustomed to the various alphabet artwork that shows Resh as a man's head. It had never crossed my mind that maybe it's not a human head. What head pattern do you see when looking at this nebula that occupies the Resh region? The head of a lion, or maybe a bear. Now, if we were to try to simulate the sound of lions or bears, it makes a rolling R sound. A word nerd will probably be able to decipher the links between this region with Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. Could it be that ancient astronomers would use this Resh nebula with a shape resembling the head of a bear to reference the northern regions? This region of the Milky Way is indeed close to the northern polar axis, as compared to other regions of the nebula. Let us now consider the letters Resh and Shin, as these also aid in deciphering this ancient calendar system. Resh and Shin are sequential letters in the Hebrew alphabet. We had earlier seen that when the sun is in the Qof Resh region, the weather is cold and matches the meaning of these letters. Could there be similar calendar-related meanings with the next letters, Resh and Shin? Remember, in this preliminary study, we are attempting to assess if the logic is just coincidence, or if in times past logical thought and reason were being applied to track the passage of time. Let us investigate Hebrew words that start with Resh and end with Shin. This ancient alphabetical almanac may be describing the effects of the cold winter months. The months when the Fertile Crescent, which is in the northern hemisphere, is tipped away from the sun. The months when the cold, dark winter slows and stops the cultivation of food crops. Dwindling food supplies would most certainly cause some of the population to become destitute and hungry. The lexicon reads Rush or Rish means to be in want or poor. Rish or Resh means poverty. So it could be that the cold of Qof Resh could lead to being in want or poor, to be in poverty, the idea of Resh Shin. The etymology of Resh Shin Ayin relates to the word wicked. The wicked deprives others of the necessities of life and survival. Proverbs 4:18 reads, "But the path of the just is like the shining sun, that shines ever brighter unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is like darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble." Even though I would like to spend some more time researching the opposite side of this calendar, 11 letters before Resh, I feel it necessary to continue the Noah narrative. It will be sufficient for now to note that 11 letters before Resh is Tet or Thet, when it is good for plants and food. We will leave off this letter for another time. I know there is more to discuss about this Resh calendar region, however, the details are hidden in other narratives. I feel the need to try to stick to the Noah narrative for now. I find it exciting that the meanings of each letter has been preserved up to our time. There is an intense satisfaction in locating the Qof monkey and the Resh head shapes that were named and tracked thousands of years ago, shapes that contain clues helping us rediscover an ancient Alef Tav calendar system, ironically well preserved, yet thoroughly forgotten.